This is to the media, to your twisted, immoral society, and your communist government. We hate you all, and we are ready for war. We will always speak up and expose the corruption, the authoritarianism, the tyranny, and the hate.
Truth dispels lies, as light dispels darkness.
From an undisclosed location, deep in an occupied zone, you are listening to Covert Radio.
They killing her. Yo, man, they killing her. They killing us. The white supremacists, they killing her. Man, they killing her. No. Don't leave. Don't leave. No. Don't leave. We got a lot to talk about here. This is Covert Radio, and it is February the 25th of 2023, and we got a lot to talk about. So somebody can't get right. You know what I mean? They just can't get right. I almost said group of people, but I'm not that ignorant. You know, for a long time, and I still believe it. I used to say it a lot, and it's true. I mean, listen, I'm not here to make you feel good, okay? I'm not here to protect your emotions. And I know the last several videos, because I've gotten a ton of emails, and I don't read them. You know, I am going to get to some of them, because some of them are really... they're really worth sharing. I should just say that. But don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me. You know, you should see the blowback the Covert Radio got. And I know this is always true through history. I'm just a messenger. I'm just relaying the truth. But I know I'm hurting a lot of feelings. But at the same time, yes, I don't care. But at the same time, I want you to go ask somebody else for answers to your questions. If you want somebody to make you feel good, go listen to Tariq Nasheed. Go listen to Umar Johnson. Go get your fluff of they killing us. It's the white supremacy. They kill it. Go get that if that's what you need to get through the day, because you're not going to get it here. Truth is always simple, always. And it's always going to be relegated to the lowest common denominators forever. The truth is always going to be deduced, and you're always going to get the truth here as far as I can discern. And if I can't give you the truth, I'm giving you an opinion based off of a lot of information. I don't put myself above or below anybody. I'm morally stronger than some other people. I'm morally weaker than some other people. I'm more intelligent than some other people. I'm less intelligent than some other people. You know, I've felt trauma. I've been a victim of trauma, and I've also traumatized people. That's all of us. That's all of us. We're all in our own reality. But the reality of your emotions and pertaining to Covert Radio is that a lot of you cannot wait to project your own hate and your own racism onto me. That's the reality. Am I smart? In a lot of ways, yes. In a lot of ways, no. Like I suck at math. But the reality is I have earned to be who I am. I have earned this microphone. I have earned your attention. That's why I present this information to you. It's not a challenge by no means. But I know some of you take it, for some reason, you take it as a challenge. And I'm not here to challenge anybody unless you can show me evidence contrary to what I show you, and unless you can tell me something different to convince me it's not exactly how I say it is. I didn't even want to do this show. This one right here, I don't even want to do it. But it's so important that everybody understands what's happening, where we're going. You know, just like the whole, well, I'm not even getting into that right now. I just want to cover this. And, you know, this is a rabbit hole. This is absolutely a rabbit hole. But I'm telling you, something is happening with a group of people that is unlike any other time in history, of written history that I know of. There may be proof of a literal group of people killing themselves and killing each other. But I don't know where it's in. What book is it in? You know what I mean? Show me the records. Show me the writings. There are answers to all these questions. There are answers to all the problems. And I'm not trying to dive into this low vibrating muck and evoke a lot of these emotions that you want to throw onto me. Like I'm doing this for racist reasons. I am not. There is a problem, and it needs to be fixed. And ignoring it and mislabeling it and putting it under umbrella, definitions of gun violence and gun control and, like just a myriad of other blanket words that encapsulate 1,000 different scenarios. It's like watching the X Games and you see a skateboarder, and only another skateboarder can sit in the press booth. Or somebody who knows a hell of a lot about skateboarding. They're on a half pipe. They go up the one side of the half pipe. Oh, there's an ollie 540 down up and we're talking seconds in between each trick. They go up. There's a 540 McTwist, flip in the air, down the other side, down into a fakie. So if you don't understand skateboarding, if you don't understand what you're watching, what you see is a guy on a skateboard going up and down a half of a pipe. Yeah, and he's flipping the board around, and you don't know how he does it. But to the trained eye, to another skateboarder, they see the technical tricks. They see a million things that you don't see. That's what they're trying to do. And the people who see each trick, the ones who are trying to tell everybody from the press box, this is a trick, or this is the trick, they're trying to silence us. And they're just telling you, it's skateboarding. It's gun violence. We need gun control. It's mental health. No, it's not. It's a 540 fakie into a McTwist. That's what it is. So stop fucking lying to people. Stop using, leverage of control of information and flow of information to manipulate people. But they won't. And this isn't even what this is about. There's something wrong. And it's either one or all of the following things. It's the core family. It's mental instability. It's a detached mental capacity. Violence. I mean, we can go on. It isn't gun violence or mental health. There's a lot of reasons for what's been happening, and there's an uptick in what's happening. I'm going to show you something that's literally unbelievable. This was 4 hours ago. 4 hours ago. It's early morning, February the 25th, 2023, and I am Covert Radio. And I want you to watch this video right here. Prepare. It is graphic. There's no sound. This woman right here in the black, see my mouse? She's dead almost center of the screen. She is a teacher's aide who took a Nintendo Switch from a 17-year-old male who is 6'7", 270 pounds. He's going to come ripping in from the left side of the screen. I'm not going to say anything until this is over. It's pretty much over. I mean, this goes on and on. They're giving medical aid to the knocked out and brutally beaten, bludgeoned teacher's aide on the ground. We're just skimming through the video. Lantontafier, or whatever his name is, we're going to see pictures of him from 8th grade when he's in his football uniform in a big smile and what a great guy he is. And let's see his 3rd grade graduation with him in a cap and gown. We're going to see that next. He's not going to be charged with anything, probably. There's certainly going to be no bail. Oh, is she moving, or is that medical? Okay, wait, she's fishing around up here, maybe having a seizure because some 6'7", 270-pound maniac launched her across the fucking hallway, and you have this idiot here slow walking, a Marine or whatever he is. Well, watch him. This is it. And, they just give aid to her, and they finally have police come after it took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people to subdue him. Okay, she's still laying on the ground. Okay, looks like she's moving. No broken spine, even though repeated punches and kicks into the face and the back of the head. Oh, if Latafier is getting up. I don't know what his name is. Is he done? Oh, no. He's storming off. Okay. Oh, my goodness. He's such a victim. There's the police. Okay, I don't know what they're going to do. I'm going to roll this dude down the street.
Stand up for me. Put your hands behind your back. Turn around. Turn the other way. Stay right there. Got him? Mm-hmm. Okay.
They killing... Oh, wait. Oh, sorry. They raced it. This is what Oh, wait, no. No, he actually almost killed a woman, a teacher.
Stop. Stupid.
Yeah, stupid bitch. Here, I think he threatens he's going to kill her when he gets out of prison or out of jail or whatever.
Stop. Stupid. I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, so, Tavafi Lafatante, I mean, he's just so misunderstood, right? Let's see here. This is just unbelievable here. This is fresh off the press. This is not the child's fault. And I mean, all caps, he is not a threat. 6'7", 270-pound, raging maniac, terroristic threats, tried to kill the teacher's aide, repeatedly kicking her and punching her until 6 people had to subdue him, or 3 or 4 on him while 2 or 3 stood guard. 10, 15 minutes later, after the police show up and everything's calmed down, he, in handcuffs, makes terroristic threats that he's going to finish the job. It's not his fault. He is not a threat, says mental health advocate. She has launched a defense of the 6'6" thug who's 17, who had to be dragged off an unconscious female teacher's aide, who he knocked out for confiscating his Nintendo Switch. Oh my God. Sue Urban, who has a special needs stepson at that same school, said the child, they're not releasing Tavala Lafontier's name, who's 17, of Palm Coast, he should have been taken to a mental health facility, not a jail. That's white supremacy. This is not just a thug, she told Daily Mail, as she pulled Latanti Tafata's 4th grade picture out of with him in his cap and gown. He's not a thug. It's you that needs to be educated on exceptional students like this young man who's 6'6", 17, 270 pounds, who raged for probably 20 minutes straight after the police finally got there and cuffed him, still raging, threatening to kill the same woman he just beat unconsciously. It's your fault. You're the one who doesn't understand. You need to be educated on gentlemen such as this young, exceptional student. The child severely beat a teaching aide on Tuesday after she took his Nintendo Switch console away. He's been charged with aggravated battery. A mental health advocate has launched a furious defense for the 6'6" boy who's 17, who attacked and knocked out his teacher's aide unconscious after she dared to take his Nintendo Switch away from him. Sue Urban, whose 17-year-old son Nicholas graduated from Matanzas High School before taking his own life, has responded to the incident where this 17-year-old special needs student, who weighs 270 pounds, attacked his teaching aide this past Tuesday. Neither the student nor the teaching aide's name have been released publicly. This is not the child's fault. He's not a threat. This is a mental health issue. Oh my God, this is a problem with our system. It is broken. The system is absolutely broken. The kid is already in a special needs school. He's basically an adult. He's 6'6", 270 pounds. I'm positive that the teacher's aide and or teacher has told him repeatedly, put it away, put it away, put it away. But these kids are so entitled. They are so disrespectful. It doesn't matter what you say. You are of no importance to this kid, guy, man. You are of no threat to him whatsoever. You don't think he knows that he could basically kill anybody that walks up to him on the street? I'm 6'4", around the same weight. And I know without a doubt, there's only roughly 1 to 3% of the population that is any type of threat to me. I know what it feels like to be big. I know what it feels like to walk around as a giant. I know. So I also know how he feels. This is not just a thug. People need to be educated on children that have exceptional student education, ESE. They should also be educated on impulse aggression behavior. Why do I have to be educated about people like him? Why do I have to be educated? He's in a school that I'm paying for, with tons of staff, more than any other students get. Guarantee you he has 2 to 1 because there's an aide and a teacher in the room at all times. There might be 3 to 1. But yet I have what? What am I supposed to do? Walk down the street and wonder, is this 6'6", 300-pound monster raging coming at me? I wonder if he's an exceptional student. I wonder if now, let me think how this goes. Now, is this impulsive, aggressive behavior? If so, what should I do? Should I just say, hello, friend, and throw my arms out and just wait for the pummeling? Like, I have to calm down because there's so much, man. This woman, go fuck yourself. Why don't you take Le Tantavier into your home? Take him into your home. You take care of him. You be his guardian. You be his mother. You worry about him. You worry about understanding him, because nobody on this planet is ever going to convince me that this maniac's actions are to a point where he doesn't understand what he's doing. You mean, okay, so he throws her to the ground. She's not, stomp, stomp, pants coming off, stomp, punch, kidney, ribs, face, head, face, pulling him back. No, kick, ribs. Come on. He ain't done yet. More, face, ribs, back. Oh, you don't know what you're doing? She's defenseless on the ground. Her hands are motionless. And for almost a minute straight, he beat her unconscious. And you mean to tell me he doesn't understand what he's doing is wrong? While in handcuffs, 5 more minutes, 10, 20 more minutes from now, while in handcuffs being escorted out by they killing us, 2 other members of community that he's been brainwashed to believe have no authority over him, that he doesn't have to pay attention to. racist police walking him out of the school, and he's still making terroristic threats that he's going to kill her over a Nintendo Switch. And you have this witch right here with all the hashtags: mental health matters, hold on, pain ends, okay, suicide. I'm not making fun. I'm making a comment about the absurdity that a 17-year-old man does not know the consequence of his fucking actions. He's not a 4-year-old. He's not a 7-year-old. He's 17 years old. He's not a little kid. And you know what? Let's talk about little kids. Let's talk about little kids. Let's talk about a couple months ago, absolute tragedy in Milwaukee. A 10 years old, not 17, a 10-year-old Milwaukee boy is charged as an adult in a fatal shooting of his mother. Let's see here. Let me get down to the picture of him in his third grade graduation hat and his second grade football uniform, and what a great kid he is. He woke up. He got the keys from wherever his mother had him or hid him. He went to where the guns were, gun. He unlocked the gun case. He pulled a gun out. He went to his mother and he put it to her face and blew her fucking head off because she would not buy him a VR headset on Amazon. Okay? More mental health diagnosis from a therapist. He had a history of disturbing behavior, including setting the living room furniture on fire and swinging a puppy by its tail. The boy had the keys to the gun lockbox. The shooting occurred shortly before 7 a.m., right before Thanksgiving, in the hood. The boy basically confessed to it, but he said it was an accident. He was saying, so, again, this is a 10-year-old boy. He was, you could say mental health all you want, but again, nobody is going to convince me that he does not know right from wrong. He does not know that he should not have stolen his mother's keys, went to the lockbox, pulled a gun out, make sure it was loaded, cocked it back, put it to his mother's face, and blew her head off. Then he went to the computer with her debit card and ordered himself the fucking headset. When the police get there, it was a tragic accident, Mr. Officer. It was just an accident. The boy initially told officers he got the gun from his mother's bedroom, went to the basement where his mother was doing laundry, and he was playing with it. I thought it was a toy. He was twirling the gun around his finger. All of a sudden, it went off. "10 years old. The boy never cried or showed remorse about his mother's death. He logged onto his mother's Amazon account and ordered an Oculus virtual reality headset the next day, the morning after he blew his mother's head off at 10 years old. The same morning, the boy physically attacked his 7-year-old cousin, and he had to be pulled off of him. Where's his? I'm trying to find his football uniform picture. Let's see here. The family had long been concerned about the boy's mental health. Throughout his life, relatives said he had rage issues. Jeez, what is this rage? What is this? Okay, yeah. Ribs. Yeah, kidney punch, ribs, double fist in there. There we go. Break the ribs. Just like a wounded animal. It's so instinctive. What he's doing is instincts. You destroy the ribs. You break the ribs so the animal can't breathe. Literally, that's instinct. You break the ribs so the animal cannot breathe. Then you finish the animal off. It's not the child's fault, says this woman. You need to understand, you need to educate yourself about darling angels like this. It is not his fault. Boy who shot mom for refusing Amazon purchase spoke of little girls inside his head. This is December 2nd. The same young man, 10-year-old Milwaukee boy, shot his mom in the head over a VR headset. And he always said that he heard voices. Luretia Man told the Daily Beast on Thursday. This is the mother. This is who he killed. He said his thoughts and everything start generating at 5 or 6 in the morning. There's the little angel right there. He's being held in a juvenile detention facility at $50,000 bail. Let me tell you something. This is so unbelievably common anymore that I'm surprised. Like, what do you care about? I know I tend to ask that question a lot, but what do you care about? Because you can scream all day, they killing us and BLM and white supremacy and all this shit. You can scream it to the roof if you want, to the heavens. Scream it all you want. But the reality is there's a problem. There's a problem. There's a problem. You can scream all you want that doing time in jail is not going to fix anybody. I disagree with you. Jail is where these people belong. I don't care how old. 10 years old, he's going to be tried as an adult. Because of why? Because of the preemptive planning, lies, manipulation that went into this charade, into this murder. This guy right here is a shining example that incarceration works for maniacs, I'm saying. It's not for everyone. I'm not a fan of the prison system whatsoever. Not a fan at all. But it's not going to change while, listen, can't even get into this because I don't want to make this an hour long. I don't. I just can't move forward until I put this out there. But this guy here, Marlon Dixon, spent 20, 30 years in jail. And here's his, this is just his own little dossier here. He grew up in poverty. His father was in and out of his life. His mother tried to provide for the family. You know, how many kids does she have? How many kids does the father, who's tits on a bull, who's completely useless, heroin junkie, how many kids does he have? Problem number one. The mother did all she could. She couldn't do anything. She did all she could, but there was hardly even any food to eat. So how many kids are we talking? 8, 10, 15, 30? How many? I had a guy on here I covered not too long ago. He had 41. 41. He had 41 kids. What job on this planet pays enough? Oh, that's right. You don't give a fuck. So anyway, my dad struggled with drug abuse. He was a heroin addict, and he cursed me out and he hit me for the smallest of things, Dixon said. Each fall, he started a new grade, although he could barely read. Geez, that sounds like a problem too. So is it mental health? Or is it mental trauma caused by circumstances that people are ignoring? Do you understand what I just said? Again, these are the fucking blanket terms I'm talking about. Mental health. Mental health here. This is mental health. Boom, boom, kick, punch, face, knockout. Kick, break the ribs. Animal can't move. Animal can't breathe. Kick the ribs. Mental health. Mental health. It's not his fault. He's not a threat. No. Mental health. Yes, that's what it is. It's not mental health. It is not mental health. It's derangement. It's trauma based from the people that even brought them into this world. It starts there. It starts at a very young age, at day 1 or 2 when they leave the hospital. The trauma starts. The screaming, the trauma, the not enough to eat, the trauma, the culture, the trauma, the music, the trauma, the attention, there's too many kids, the trauma, the poverty, the trauma. So you can go make a laundry list of mental health issues and anxiety. But the reality is, until people start looking at what's causing all the traumatic instances that lead to maniacs like this, nothing's going to change. Just like this kid who's now 30 or 40 years old. He kept passing each grade, but he couldn't read. He couldn't read. You know, just like the 6-year-old little darling angel who tried to kill his teacher, and then when he was subdued, he had to, or when he was the people trying to wrestle the gun off of him, he almost hurt somebody else. They literally had to subdue a 6-year-old kid. In these school districts, the way the government has it set up, they're terrified. They can't leave anybody behind because they don't get their $100,000 fucking dollar administrative job anymore. Teachers can cry and complain all they want about money and we're underpaid. Then fucking quit and go do something else, because the teacher union is one of the strongest unions in the country. And every teacher I've ever known is paid. Paid. So you can cry and complain all you want, but then get out of it. Get out of it. Get out of it. Because you're part of the problem too. You mean to tell me no teachers in this kid's life, Marlon Dixon, who's in his 30s or 40s now, there's not one teacher that knew he couldn't read? And he kept passing grade after grade after grade after grade, and he can't read. Well, you still have your job. You still get to buy your pretty little things, your Nikes and your fucking Louis purse, huh? You get to buy all that garbage and ride to school in your Benz or whatever you drive, but yet you're standing idle and watching kids get pushed through the system who are traumatized, who are illiterate. You're the problem too. And you better hope and pray that you come out of it unscathed. Because nobody's safe anymore. Nobody's safe. There are no teachers that are safe. You better really think about what you're a part of. He was abused at home. He was ignored in school. He roamed the streets of Milwaukee's North Side. Well, geez, that's the same streets that this little boy was from, huh? 10 years old. North side of Milwaukee. Like many of his friends, he didn't worry about the future. He didn't see himself of having one. No dad, mom's too busy, 20 kids to take care of, she has her own habits, fuck it, whatever. On September the 29th of 2002, he ran afoul of Charlie Young Jr., who was a 36-year-old man in the neighborhood. He was a neighborhood handyman who seemed to delight in goading kids less than half his age. Well, this 36-year-old neighborhood handyman knocked out one of Dixon's teeth and then ran. Well, you ain't going to do that. You ain't going to disrespect him, right, Marlon Dixon? So a posse of youths, one just 10 years old, hunted Young down and ruthlessly beat him on the porch near North 21st Lane and West Brown Street, leaving him unconscious and unrecognizable. After the youths dispersed, Dixon returned and pummeled him some more. Animal still breathing, must pummel, break ribs, incapacitate. The 36-year-old died a few days later. And I'm not going to get all into this, but he was convicted. He was led into the children's court by a sheriff deputy charged as an adult in the 2002 killing of Charlie Young Jr. He ultimately received the harshest sentence of all of the people involved in the mob beating. He was 14 years old when he was arrested, 15 when sentenced. So he was sentenced at 15 years old. He is now 34 years old. He's out. He's only been out a short time, and he's trying to adjust. So he was in jail. There he is there for about 15 years. And this is what he's doing. Marlon Dixon went to prison as a child, released at the age of 32. He's intent on giving his life meaning. Nothing was ordinary about his case. Here's what we just went over about what happened. The killing added fuel to the national discussion on whether violent youths were redeemable. An illegal movement to get tougher on criminals. Dixon, arrested and jailed at age 14, received the stiffest sentence for far harsher than any of the participants. He grew into manhood behind bars. Today, Young's death remains a watershed moment in our understanding of how children from traumatic, violent circumstances can become a furious mass, forever damaging so many lives. A furious mass, forever damaging so many lives. A furious mass, right? Right here, the Newport News prosecutors finally get the case involving the 6-year-old. This was a couple days ago. Nobody's still been charged. The parents have not been charged yet in this 6-year-old's finding the gun, so they're all saying it was secured and safe. Got the gun. He knew how to hide it. It's all come out. He was checked that day in school. He somehow made it through metal detectors. There was a tip inside the school that he had a gun They searched his backpack. He did not have it in the backpack, so now he's concealing a weapon. He laid in wait for the perfect time to try and kill his teacher. And it's only because of the grace of God that Abby Warner's not dead. It's only through the grace of God that this teacher is not dead or permanently maimed in a wheelchair. Dead. She's dead. Her own son blew her head off, and then the next morning used her Amazon account to buy an Oculus headset. Right. This here. Where'd I have this at? Anyway, Marlon's trying to do good here. He's trying to, work. He goes and he talks to kids. He's trying to be a community leader. That's what 15 years in prison did for him. He's paying back now. Yeah. Another, this was, a few days ago. Authorities identify Raceland's 6-year-old shot and killed while playing with a loaded gun. 2 young black kids, 2000 block of whatever. Grandpap was the only one watching them or whatever. They found his gun. They're playing with it. The 6-year-old's dead. They found the gun in the father's bedroom, and they were unaware that any firearms were in the residence. Okay, whatever. The children were home with their grandfather. Oh, the grandmother was there too. The boys' mom and dad were away when the shooting occurred. Yeah, they're still investigating this. This wasn't that long ago. Another unsecured weapon. And I mean, look at this gun. What the hell is going on with it? Spray paint? There's what? Is it stolen? I mean, because that's typically what people do to stolen guns. They shave them. They try to camouflage them like this. So when they're in a toolbox or the bottom of a pile of junk somewhere, it just, and nobody thinks twice about it. Really, there's a lot of ways to camouflage weapons. And the best place to hide them is in plain sight. So one last thing I wanted to show you guys. You know what? I'm going to save this for another video because her anniversary is coming up. This little girl, this is her right here on the right side. Her name is Kayla Rowland. And on February the 29th of 2000, another little boy, 6 years old, who had a gun, went to school, and he killed her. I'm going to cover this story coming up because her anniversary is coming up in a couple days. And just the basic synopsis here. Kyla Renee Rowland, she was born in 1993, and she died on February the 29th of 2000. This is the 23rd year of her death. She was an American 6-year-old little girl from Montmorris Township, Michigan, who was fatally shot on February the 29th of 2000 by a 6-year-old male classmate at Buell Elementary School. The boy found the gun while living at his uncle's house. The house was a crack house where guns were frequently traded for drugs. The killing drew worldwide attention due to the particular young ages of the sorry about that. The particular young ages of the victim and the perpetrator. Rowland was the youngest school shooting victim in the United States at the time. And her assailant remains the youngest fatal school shooting perpetrator to date. Okay, now they're tied. Now they're tied with the little boy from Newport News. But I thought school shootings were a white thing. Didn't one of you racists say that to me once? Yeah. They killing. Okay, and the second youngest school shooting perpetrator in general, the boy was not charged with murder because of his age. So he's out. They killing. They marching, doing whatever. God only knows what he's doing. I might look this kid up when I cover this and see how his life turned out after he shot this little girl and went home and played video games. Just like this little boy, Newport News, never been charged, nothing happened. Even though the premeditation of what he had to do to pull this off is unbelievably coordinated. The parents were supposed to be in school. This kid has so many problems. He was mandated by the school district. He was not allowed, or he was not supposed to be in school without either his mother or his father there. But for some strange reason, he was allowed in school that day. His parents weren't with him that day. And they've never been charged. Nobody's been charged in this. Little Kayla Rowland, 23 years ago, nobody was charged. Actually, maybe the uncle was. I think the uncle was charged. Like I said, it was in a crack house and, they had crack and guns and everything. That's why supremacy. That's what that is. That's what that is. Yeah. Well, sorry about your feelings, okay? I really am sorry about your feelings. If you have something to say it in the comments section. Let everybody hear it. You don't have to send me emails, even though I will get to them eventually. Say it in the comments section. Tell me how I got this wrong. Tell me how this isn't mental health. Tell me how this isn't gun violence. Show me. Or actually, I want you to show me how it is mental health. It's not his fault. This is not the child's fault. He's not a threat. He's not a threat. This young little angel here, he's not a threat. I'm Covert Radio, and we got an army you can see and an army you don't know nothing about.
This is to the media, to your twisted, immoral society, and your communist government. We hate you all, and we are ready for war. We will always speak up and expose the corruption, the authoritarianism, the tyranny, and the hate.
Truth dispels lies, as light dispels darkness.
From an undisclosed location, deep in an occupied zone,